Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Shadow Politoad in the Great League. This Pokemon got a buff this season with a Weather Ball doing more damage, and so today we're going to take a look at how this Pokemon is going to be. We are not running the actual recommended moveset by I think 2 different moves. I'm running Bubble. Bubble is an interesting move. Bubble is honestly still not a bad move at all. It's on a 0, but it's one of the better water type fast moves. And I want to have a Pokemon that has a lot of water type pressure, and this is why I wanted to use Politoed. I love Politoed. Politoed is one of my favorite Pokemon actually to use in the GO Battle League. It was one of the strongest Pokemon at one point in the GO Battle League as well, as you were able to spam those Weather Balls back in the day way faster, and Weather Ball already was buffed before, then got nerfed, and now got buffed again to what it was before then as well. And at that point where Weather Ball was buffed and Mudshot wasn't nerfed yet, Politoed was one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. Now, this Pokemon got nerfed actually quite a bit, even Earthquake, which this Pokemon would learn, which is also a legacy move, got nerfed in the meantime, which makes it a little bit more difficult to play. So nobody is running this Pokemon anymore. And I want to bring it back, and honestly this team was fantastic. I love this team a lot. The main star of this team is not Politoed, it's not the Charger Bug, it is Ferret. Ferret as a closer. I knew immediately when I built this team, Ferret as a closer is going to be absolutely fantastic, and it was. Like, Ferret was honestly such a strong Pokemon here. We won the battle, the opponent forfeit after this one, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we will face up against our Florges. Florges is going to be a Pokemon where I decided to swap out here into my Charger Bug just because I expected a super effective Trailblaze, and I wanted to just go ahead and kinda not take the damage straight away until I realized that my Pokemon here, my Charger Bug, is going to do only resisted charge move damage. Luckily they swap out anyway, so it didn't really matter at the end of the day, and I'm gonna get out the opponent's ground type Pokemon, the Marowak, which is totally fine for us. But yeah, there was a little bit of a fail there-ish. I guess it still went out quite okay for us. But yeah, now we're going to use our Politoed to do what he wanted to do. Water type fast move damage. This is something that a lot of people kinda have teams that are kinda weak against, because water type fast move damage is not common at all. Not really a lot of Pokemon are running that, because there's not really a lot of good fast moves. The best move actually, in my opinion, is a Water Gun, which has only been used really on the water form of Castform, which nobody is using again. And so I think it's actually an interesting niche to fill in the GO Battle League, and that's why I wanted to mainly make this video, because I wanted to try out if this is possible to win games with it. And I might make another follow-up video on the water form of Castform, as we hear again another player just forfeited against the Ferret. So we won 2 battles already with Politoed, and honestly Politoed was really a lot of fun to run, to be fair. Here I decided to let the move go. Actually, in the 2-shield scenario against normal Empoleon, you're also going to be able to win with a Politoed, which is kind of funny, even if you don't run Earthquake or Mudshot. Just because you resist the fast move, you can take a hit, and your bubble damage is adding up, your Weather Ball damage is adding up, especially because you're gonna get to Weather Ball so much faster for the next few ones. Basically, the first one takes 4, and I think the next few all take like only 3, which is super fast to get to, and makes this Pokemon very much more interesting with that. Anyway, we're going to have here the Excel coming through against the opponent's Marowak, but we were able to catch the move here onto our own Politoed, go for the Weather Ball, and force the opponent out here into their Sableye. And again, another Sableye is out. That means that Ferret is going to have a lot of play there. We can go for the Weather Ball, doing tremendous amount of damage. Like, this is the 35 energy move, and we put them now basically into the deep red health here, which is kind of hilarious. I decided to use a shield on the first move, just in case they're running the charge move of a return, because they're purified. Nowadays, no one is really running this anymore, but like, unless sometimes they still just don't want to get rid of the return. They're going to swap out here into the Marowak, allowing them to do a lot of damage against me, and that's of course unfortunate. But at the end of the day, I have Trailblaze, and going for the Trailblaze play here is going to be very safe, because what you still have is our Charger Bug, and Charger Bug has a move stored, and we're able to swap out perfectly into our Charger Bug to go for the Exeter to win us this battle here immediately, and we can move on to the next one, where we will face the Fortress. As long as it's not a Volt Switch, it's alright for us. It is Volt Switch, and so it is going to be a bit more of a tricky matchup. And I wasn't too happy with how I played this game here, generally, full stop. As the opponent decides to use a shield early on, that's alright. I can use a shield here as well if I want to. I still have a lot of fast move pressure, even though of course they have more fast move pressure with a super effective hit that like recently got buffed. But I decided to swap out here into my Charger Bug. Getting that free fast move win is kind of cool, but of course they have access to the move Rock Tomb, so we have to use a shield here. And I try to go for the Crunch, and they are going to catch that onto a Florges. And again, the opponent is just going to be able to hard wall our moveset now, which is really unfortunate. I still kind of need to go for a charge move though, otherwise I'm just going to be a bit in an awkward spot. And so, yeah, I decided, of course, let the move go here. I don't have shields anymore left. And I have to go into my Politoed now in order to go for a Weather Ball. And I was hoping I can get 2 off against the opponent's Florges. This might be allowing us to knock them out here as well. That would be really cool. And we actually get the knockout already with the first one, showcasing again on how much pressure we actually have with our Politoed. The opponent realizes that we're very likely now not running Earthquake, and so they go into their Water and Ice type Pokemon, which is going to be able to resist our Charge moveset here fully and our Fast moves fully. But even though this is the case, we still got them kind of low here, kind of towards the half health range, which is kind of cool as well. So like it's not really a lost matchup there directly. They go for the Ice event. I assume that they're very likely going to swap out very soon though, because yeah, they're going to drop us again here. It might be actually useful for us to swap out here, but the opponent actually goes into their fortress and they had a move start already. And I was hoping I still survive a Rock Tomb, but I actually don't. Ferret can let me down here a little bit. And now my only hope is to fully farm them down, and I can't. So if I actually went for a charge move there, I think I maybe had a chance. But like this, I'm not, and so we're sadly going to lose this. I just need to go straight for a move with my Ferret there. And we face a Greninja in the lead. And honestly, that's not a great lead, but the opponent stays in here for way too long against our Volt Switch user. With the Volt Switch being buffed on Charger Bug, we're actually just going to be in such a better spot, especially as they decide to go into their Ghost type against us. And no, we are not running the standard moveset, we're running Crunch on our Charger Bug, which is now going to force a shield from the opponent, and after we use our own shield, we're able to get that shield back, and I'm just trying to swap out as soon as possible into my Ferret. Fearing a Poltergeist, I decided to use a shield here as the Shadow Punch is coming through against us, and this means here this is going to be an Ice Punch. We are going to be in a totally good spot here with our Ferret, but they swap out into their Scissor, and this is not going to be a great matchup at all. They know our entire team now, so they also know that charge moves are going to be quite painful against Pokemon like our Politoed, which are going to just go down to 1 Trail Base. And so they decide to go for a move here. It's going to be the Night Slash, and we are going to go straight into our Charger Bug, which is forcing them to go for their next Night Slash. They cannot go for the other move, they cannot go for the Trailblaze, and we can go for the full farm down. But I decided to swap out straight away. It's going to be again that Greninja now coming in against us, and we have a lot of energy on our Charger Bug. We have to kind of force the opponent to go for the energy early on here, because otherwise we just don't have any play anymore. And so the Politoed is going to go for the Weather Ball. We are going to hope that we still survive that, or at least if we not survive that, then we can go for the full farm down with a Charger Bug. And so the Night Slash is coming through here. Charger Bug is going to go for the full farm down. Can we still win this? Yes, we can. The Crunch is coming through, and Crunch is crucial on the Charger Bug as a coverage move in the current meta. I think it's so much better than Discharge, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we'll face off against the Goodra. This is a very, very tough matchup, but so far, honestly, we went ahead and had a lot of success with this team already. And generally, I had a lot of fun with this team. This team was so good for me, and it's so much fun because it's 3 Pokemon that, while yes, 2 of them are solid to play, and you wouldn't be like, oh my god, that's spicy to face this Pokemon with a Charger Bug as well as the Ferret. All 3 of the Pokemon are not like top meta Pokemon currently. Like, Charger Bug is, I think, the closest to being top meta. Ferret is, again, a very good Pokemon to use in the current meta. Like, both of the Pokemon as my backline here are very, very good Pokemon. I'm not saying, like, oh my god, what a crazy spice Pokemon. But to be fair, I don't really see them that often. Like, I can even put it up real quick as well for myself. As I do coaching as well, if you are interested, maybe I'll find a link down below. I usually always write down the teams that while coaching that I'm going to face there as well with those players. So I kind of always have an idea about the meta overview there. Charger Bug, for example, came up once in the last 50 plus matches here, one time, and Ferret came up one time as well. One time Ferret, one time Charger Bug in the last, actually 2 times Ferret. 2 times Ferret and 1 time Charger Bug in the last 50 battles. And that kind of showcases again on how rare those Pokemon actually are. So like they're not the top common Pokemon. And of course no Politoed at all ever been seen. But yeah, here we're sadly going to barely lose against that Goodra. Goodra is a very good Pokemon right now. And this team kind of want me to run a Dracomedia Goodra in the lead. I think it's a cool Pokemon to run. But I have so many ideas already that I want to showcase. So yeah, maybe it's going to be in my next video. Who knows? But we will see that of course on the channel. And also, if you want to support the channel, feel free to leave a like here. And also subscribe to this channel as it's going to be free. And it's going to help me out a ton. Anyway. Altario is going to be next. Altario would be a victim of the Ice Beam, but if they see us staying in here, I assume they know that we have Ice Beam. And so I try to do the right play by letting the move go and then trying to go for another move, but realizing here now, I won't be able to go for the Ice Beam. I'd rather stop out here, and we get out the Gastrodon. And honestly, it's not the best matchup for us, but it's also not the worst matchup for us. Well, our fast move is going to be resisted. I'm not in a bad spot at all, because of what we can do here now is we can go ahead and just shield up the move and go for our Exeter. And this would knock them out at this point. Even though they resist the first move, it's only single resisted because of the part water typing of the opponent there. We can go for the full farm down, and we even get out of here with like a lot of energy stored here, to be fair. As the crunch is going to hit, I hope for the debuff, please 20% chance, I'm not getting that here, but we would be able to reach another one, but of course the opponent is going to go for the right play here. They decided to go for the Sky Attack, they decided to go for the knockout in time, and so we try our best to fully farm them down. We are not going to be able to do it in time as well, which is going to be quite crucial for this matchup, because now the Sky Attack is coming in, and we are just going to be a little bit too low for that Scissor coming in here as well. I was hoping that they would decide to use a shield here eventually, but they do not use a shield here at all. They are doing the perfect play, letting the move go and hoping that they would farm us all the way down, which they were able to do, because I had that move stored here. The Weather Ball would have done far more damage than the Swift, and so yeah, well done from the opponent, good game. Still a very close battle though. And again, we're going to encounter Dusknoir. We already talked about it in the last video, like at least, I don't know when this video actually comes out, to be fair. Maybe the second to last video, in the Metagross video, about how this Pokemon is so common. I think it was there. But yeah, we are going to see as well Dedenne swap again. Dedenne, looking at this team here, is going to be a tough Pokemon. We have like 2 Pokemon that are really, really weak to it, right? And actually 3 Pokemon that are really weak to it. We have no damage against it here with this Pokemon. But actually, funnily enough, Charjabug wins this matchup a lot of times or gets them insanely low with it. And that's kind of funny because Charjabug wouldn't be really a Pokemon that you would consider an answer to a Dedenne, but because they have to go for a Play Rough and another charge move, and a Parabolic Charge here basically, we are going to be in a position where we can just put them into farm down range. And now in comes here their bird, their Corviknight. I need to get them low in order for our Ferret to have a lot of play. And so I swap out here actually to catch the move because I wanted to kind of keep my shields, I want to keep my Pokemon there, but sadly they're going to get the instant attack buff, and this is going to change the matchup here just directly immediately by quite a bit. Like getting that attack boost on the Corviknight is such a crucial thing for them. Like it's going to completely change the matchup because now all of a sudden they're going to be able to do so much more pressure. Getting that boost early makes Corviknight an insane Pokemon to play against. It's a Pokemon with a ton of bulk and now all of a sudden a ton of attack as well, and it's just very, very difficult. They catch the move on the Dedenne, very well played there. Like again, it's unfortunate that they caught the move, but like I couldn't really do anything else. I'm forced to use shield, I'm forced to fully farm them here, otherwise I'm going to lose straight away anyway. I am going to be able to go for the full farm with my Politoed, but we need something weak in the back. It's going to be the Dusknoir, and that's actually fine, because Dusknoir only has a few HP left. This allows our Ferret to go for the full farm down, and we're actually still going to be able to win this battle here. And that's perfect. As you can see again, yet another Dusknoir. Dusknoir is such a good Pokemon in the current meta apparently, that everybody is currently running it. Which makes me really want to run something like a Ferret in the lead right now, because I do think it's a very good Pokemon generally speaking, but then again against those teams it's even better. And so yeah, Dusknoir is going to be here to be the most common lead currently in the meta, to the point where I really want to just bring a normal type lead soon. Hopefully I'm going to just do that tomorrow or something. But yeah, we're going to have the Weather Ball coming in here. And this is going to be fine, and this is going to allow us to get the KO, and we're going to have, you know, the Golisopod coming in, which is going to be interesting, as we are going to have here the no shield, of course. We don't have any shields left anymore, and they have the Florges. And again, Florges is honestly currently my nemesis. When I build teams, I don't really think about Florges, and this is such a difficult thing for us because now we are just in a position where we cannot do anything. Like, we really cannot do anything. The opponent is going to be able to go for the Chilling Water. They resist our fast move damage here. My only hope is to catch a move on to my other Pokemon here to clear the debuff and get rid of the energy of the opponent's Florges. They of course expect that. I can still go for my charge move here as well though. This is going to force the shield here or the KO. And now it's down to Golisopod against an energy loaded Ferret, which is honestly not that bad for me. But we are just a tiny bit too low. We're just a tiny bit too low to actually use our moves that much, because as you're going to see as well here, the Trailblaze is going to boost our attack up. They're going to be very low, but they're just going to be in the position where they can knock us out. And so we are sadly going to lose this battle here. Well done, and we can move on to the final one for today here. So let's see on how it's going to go. We're going to have the Jellicent coming in, and yeah, I guess we have a perfect lead, a perfect save stop, and that is going to be, yeah, definitely very good for us. This is going to be all right. We're going to be able to let this move go here. And this is going to be able to allow us to go for the full farm down. I'm not going to use a shield here. We are already in a position where we're going to have a ton of energy and a boost coming out of here. I should be able to at least still get to a Swift, and I can go for a Swift against that Miros Karada. Very spicy team from the opponent, but sad to say here to them as well, I'm just hardwalling you. There's nothing you can do here anymore. I have my Politoed still, I have my matchup here, I expected them to try to catch the move. Politoed is going to be able to go for their Weather Ball, Politoed is also going to be able to take their Weather Ball, and with that, we are going to be in such a perfect position to win this battle. I could have even overfarmed here by quite a bit, I could have undercharged this one, it would have not really mattered, because I know at this point, my Politoed is just here to take the hit. It takes the Night Sash here as well, which is perfectly fine. I just need to go for 2 Exodus, I can even take another hit here as well. And with that, we're going to be able to win the battle. There's nothing they can do. There's absolutely nothing they can do. And this is going to be it for this video. This was honestly a very successful team. It's a team that really worked well for me. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like. And I will see you then. Bye-bye.